you're a good mom when you sacrifice your vibrator batteries for your kid's toy. Hashtag mom win.
Oh, it's the kid getting words. Podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. How are we all today? I hope we're all well. It is, we're back to regular programming. The holiday season, if you will, has come to an end. So this week, we are back ripping and roaring. So before we do go into what has happened in my week this week, let's rip into that opening clip. What the fuck was that shit?
Oh, you're a good mom when you sacrifice your vibrator batteries for your kid's toy. Hashtag mom win.
You know you're a good mum when you're sitting there, you're watching your kids play happily, and you're just looking over to the corner and your vibrator's on life support, you know what I mean? Oh, nothing says mum win like your orgasm just being postponed by Paw Patrol. Oh, God, we're into it, guys. But somewhere out there in the world, a child services worker just heard that and they just whispered to themselves, thank you for your service. Hashtag mum win. Oh, God, what a way to rip into 2026. Hope we all had good New Year's. We all stayed safe. We all didn't drink too much, yada, yada, yada. You know, I'm not going to fucking sit here and pretend to be one of those podcasts that are... Look, this is coming out wrong already, all right? I do care, okay? I genuinely care, and I do hope you had a good time. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I hope you all fucking... You know what I mean? You guys know how I am. I can't even think straight. And you know what? That first clip, that couldn't have tied in any more perfectly than my first story that I've got coming up. So speaking about parents making sacrifices, last week, Nikita and I decided to have a bit of school holiday fun, you know what I mean? We were like, let's take the kids to Dreamworld. We've got annual passes. We don't use them as much as we probably should, you know what I mean? Like we went there and I don't know, it's crazy that why aren't we there every single weekend? It's just a good reason to go down there. The kids can do whatever they want to do for a few hours, and it's just a good way to pass some time. So we took the kids down there, and what day was it? I think it might have even been like the 1st of January. So stupidest day in the world to head down the Gold Coast. The M1 was just bumper to bumper, stop, start. And so we cruised down there. Takes us look, to put things in perspective, normally takes us about 20 minutes to get from my house to Dreamworld, right? It took us about 45 minutes to 50 minutes the other day, just in traffic. And by the time I got there, I was all worked up. I'm like, fuck this shit. I fucking hate the world. And we eventually get there. The car park is absolutely chockers. Like, we had to park in a section of the Dreamworld car park I didn't even know fucking existed, you know what I mean? Like, way down the back. When we left Dreamworld, right, we were there for 3 hours or something. When we left, there were cars parked all out on the service road. Like, the service road just turned into an additional Dreamworld car park. Anyway, we get there. We're doing the typical Dreamworld stuff. And I've got, you guys know, you guys listen to this every week, but for new listeners, I've got an 8-year-old son and a 5-year-old son, okay? Now, they're both petrified of absolutely everything in the world. But this time, Westy was like, you know what, guys? I think I might go on a couple of rides today. And I was feeling adventurous as well. The last few times I've been to theme parks, I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near a ride. Like, I look at those things, I just get sick looking at them now. I don't know how I used to go on shit like the giant drop and stuff like that. Like, Westy was eyeing that bad boy off, and I was like, I don't have that in me. So we're looking at like the roller coasters and shit, and we would go there, would go to line up, and then he'd just chicken out, and it would be like, oh. And he goes, oh, what if we go to like the, what's it called? Like the animal precinct? Hang on, I'm just going to straighten this camera up. It's 2026, guys. Nothing's going to change. This is going to be the same old sketchy podcast it's been from the beginning. So that's for all my YouTube listeners. I've just straightened the camera a little bit for you guys. Anyway, Westy goes, let's go through the animal precinct, and then once we've done that, I'll go on a couple of rides. And we're like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, 100%. We knew he wasn't going to fucking do it, but we're like, hey, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. So we go to the animal precinct. We're going through everything. And the kids are obsessed with animals, okay? They'll look at every single exhibit, like the bird sanctuary and shit. I'll be like, oh, how about we skip that this time? Nah, Dad, let's go look at some fucking birds. I'm like, we live next to a bush. Go out in the backyard for 20 minutes. You'll see 25 different species of birds. Take some binoculars, take your iPads, take some photos, but I'm not a fucking bird watcher. Anyway, we're going through all the little animal exhibits, and anyone that is familiar with Dreamworld, they've got like a, what's the technical fucking name? I think it's called like the Dreamtime walk or something. It's like the animal walkthrough thing. You go through kangaroos and cassowaries, koalas, the birds that I mentioned before, all that sort of shit. And we get to the end of it, okay? We get to the end, and there's a straight path to get out of it, and we're following this family, okay? And look, I just want to start this story by saying Dreamworld is supposed to be a land of magic and adventure. It's supposed to be somewhere where you want to go. Nothing bad is supposed to happen there. I mean, something bad did happen in history. We're not going to touch on it. But the last thing that you want Dreamworld to turn into is a biohazard zone, okay? That's the best way to put it. And we're following this family out of the animal precinct. So it's a mum, a dad, their 2 kids. Now, the mum and the 2 kids are at the front, and the dad is following behind. I feel him. I feel his pain. I was much like that on the day as well, just following the family going, what else are we going to have to fucking stop and stare at for 20 minutes? So we're following them. All of a sudden, this bloke, out of nowhere, he just starts doing this disgusting act that we call here in Australia the bush hanky. Those that are not familiar with the bush hanky, it could be referred to something different where you are. I know we have a lot of international listeners, but to paint the picture, it is where you block off one of your nostrils and you blow your nose aggressively, and your snot just goes all over the floor, in the air, everywhere, okay? Now, we are following this family. We're probably 10 meters behind them, okay? And then behind us, there's families following us. So there's plenty of foot traffic behind him. And I'm just looking at him, and I'm going, you're fucking disgusting. Like, you're a feral pig to be doing this, not only in a public place, but in a children's area, you know what I mean? Like, he should be arrested. He should be put on a watch list or something. He's doing this like an Olympic sport. He's going nostril for nostril. He's trying to break world records. He's trying to do everything, right? And I'm tiptoeing around where I'm suspecting that these landmines are just landing, okay? It's like I'm in a battlefield. I'm dodging these bad boys left, right, and center. And to me, this is a completely obvious thing that's going on, okay? You guys know my brain. I observe things to the T. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing when it comes to comedy and podcasting because I get to jot down stories like this. But to the average person, they might not even know that this is going on, right? Blows my mind that you cannot see a bloke in front of us blowing his nose on the ground in front of us, right? So we get out of the little precinct. I'm in disgust. I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. I pull my phone out, as I do, and I start jotting down a quick little note in my podcast app, and I just write something like bush hanky at Dreamworld, just so it triggers my mind when I'm prepping the podcast. I can go, that's right, that disgusting pig. Let's talk about him for 10 minutes. And I pull my phone out. I'm quickly writing the note. Nikita turns to me. She goes, what are you doing? And I go, oh, I'm just writing down a note for the podcast. She's like, what? We just walked through animals. Nothing weird happened. And I was like, the dude in front of us just fucking blowing his nose, like doing the bush hanky in front of us. Like we were all dodging the snot on the ground. And she looks at me so confused and she goes, what the fuck are you talking about? She didn't even notice that this was going on. Then I turn into the villain, okay? I become the villain in the situation. She wanted me to start calling out like I was in a real battlefield dodging landmines, just like biochemical 3 o'clock, you know what I mean? She wants me to start doing shit like that. And in my head, I'm like, this is clear as day. Everyone can see what's going on. So now she's angry that she's potentially got gallons of snot on the bottom of her shoes, okay? And just quietly, I hope she fucking did. This is why you need to observe the world. The world is not a friendly place, guys. You need to watch out for all this shit. So, yeah, I hope that guy gets a lifetime ban from Dreamworld. I genuinely hope he never gets out there. That's jail behaviour. They've got those, remember, at Dreamworld, they've got those stupid, like, old-timey stocks where you like put your head and your arms through there, you take your little tourist photo. We should put him in that, and we should all just get to walk up to him one by one and just blow a bush hanky in his face and go, that is for ruining our day, you disgusting pig. Anyway, let's move on to some happier news. After 2 years of living in our house like some absolute refugees, I don't know if that's... Is that a bad thing to say? I don't know. Let's move on from that. But as we all know, the retaining wall saga, it's been dragging on for it's 2 years. It's pretty much 2 years to the date. We found it January 2024. So that's how long this bad boy's been dragging on. And I am pleased to announce that it has now come to a conclusion. Our side of the yard is done. And that has meant for the last week or so, we've been able to start repositioning our yard and just getting things in order. And it's been absolutely amazing because for the last 2 years, our yard's been a construction zone. It's been a crime scene, you know. We couldn't go out there. It was depressing to walk in our backyard and just see the state that it was in. So we've organised all the kids' play equipment. Mum bought them this giant... I don't even know how you'd explain it, like a play gym or it's just full of monkey bars and swings, and it's not like your traditional kids one, right? It's crazy. It's like a mini ninja obstacle course. It's sick. I need to check out the load rating on it because it's got like this little rope ladder thing that they climb up, and there's like a cubby house on the very top, and the kids have made this weird game of what's Parker calling it? Something about zombies. I don't know. Some kid thing. And he's like, you've got 10 seconds and then the zombie's got to come and catch us. And they always just run up the top of the cubby. And I go to step on this rope thing and I'm like, this is not going to hold me. So I just bitch it and I just start punching the cubby from underneath. Probably not the greatest thing to do. Anyway, so they got that. I don't know where that sidetrack just came from, but I'm trying to explain what it is. So we've got that there. We've got the trampoline. We've got the basketball hoop. It's all just so nicely in one row now. And then Nikita's made me plan out this little border thing around it. We're going to fill it with bark, make it a full playground area, right? Now, on the back of that, now where we've moved all that shit and from all the, we've had diggers and fucking bobcats and everything in our backyard. And this was all during storm season in November, December. So our entire front yard to backyard is just a mud pit, right? Now, we live in a suburb that is built on rock. If you dig 200 mil into our ground, you will just hit granite. You know, like I'm a cabinet maker by day. I'm just looking at this like a financial benefit. I could dig up this granite. I could sell it. I could grind it down to bench tops. Obviously, I'm not going to fucking do that. That's so much work. But now we're just left with this rocky dirt patch. That's all our yard is, right? No grass has even attempted to make a comeback. And look, hey, spitballing right now, Mr. Ty Avery from the Roads We've Walked podcast. I know you'll be listening right now. Groundskeeper by trade. I might reach out to the big dog and go, hey, give us some tips on how to get some grass growing on here. Ty, swing past this week. Give me some advice. Maybe knock off a couple of slabs of turf from work for me and bring them around. I don't know what I'll give you. I'll give you a can of Celsius. Actually, talking about Celsius, we haven't cracked today's can. Let's give it a little crack. Oh, yeah, nice and crisp, guys. Get around Celsius, as I've said, for the last 3 months or so. Going to have a little sip and we'll keep going. Anyway, it is, I've got to say, it is a huge weight off my shoulders just to see that all now done. Like I said, it has been a stressful, draining experience just to get to this stage. And I just want to wrap up this whole saga by saying a big fuck you to the old neighbours. They're the biggest pieces of shit I've ever met. I know when this was all happening, I was like, oh, when it all finishes, I'll do a fucking full episode about how they fucked us around and things like that. And I'm just not going to give them the airtime, you know what I mean? But hey, any ex-Canterbury alumni that went to school with me, shoot me a DM. I'll tell you exactly who it is. Yeah. Oh, God. I was about to dox them so hard by saying an old school story, but you know what? fuck them. They don't deserve the airtime. So let's move on from that. Let's bail out of this with another turns out it can get worse clip. Which one have I got coming up? Oh, this bad boy. Here, this paints the perfect picture of how salty I was about the whole situation. Check out this guy.
Once a friend borrowed a pen, and when I got it back, I invoiced them for the ink because I didn't see why I should have to bear the cost.
What the fuck? That is a friendship that you want. Now, that is a true friend. That is the most accountant-coded friendship that I've ever heard in my life. Like, just sending an invoice of, you use 0.7 centimeters of my blue ink, cunt. How about you fucking pay me back the 0.00 of a cent that would have cost me? How much is a pen these days? Like, I've got a pack of pens in my glove box for comedy, just writing notes on my hands and shit. And I reckon I paid $3 for like a pack of 10 pens. Hey, if you're listening to this, what's your Instagram tag there? I can't even read that far. But buddy, if you're listening to this podcast, shoot me a message. I'll shout you a free pack of pens. All right, let's get on to something a bit more positive before I start to spiral again. So I was on here, probably close to 2 months now. It's been a while. And I was talking about how I got ChatGPT to do me up a diet plan and things like that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I have followed this bad boy to a T, okay? But what I will say is my eating and stuff like that is an absolute fucking... No, it wouldn't be a... What? No, 360. 360 would mean I'm just back to eating how I was. So 180. So I'm not going to say I was at 180 yet. Let's go 150 to 160 degrees from where I was eating for the last 2 years of just absolute shit. Now, I've had multiple slip-ups, okay? And that's okay. That's the whole way that I'm treating this new little journey that I'm on. I'm allowed to have these little slip-ups. Because I've found with myself personally, if I'm too strict on myself, that's when I just start to lose interest, and that's when I go, all right, I'm not doing this anymore, and I just go back to ordering my large original tenders box from KFC, Mountain Dew, please. Maybe, hey, how about we throw a dinner roll in? It's a bit yummy on the drive home, don't we think? Anyway, let's get back onto it. So I don't even think I've said this on the podcast, but I tipped the scales this was when I did that dieting thing. I hit the scales. I was about 131 kilos. If we want to get technical, I think it was about 131.8. So let's call it 132. And I saw that number and it just fucking crushed me. Like, that's the heaviest I've ever been. Like, to put things in perspective, around 2018-ish, I was around 105 to 110 kilos, okay? And back then I thought I was a fat fuck. And I was, to be honest. And so I saw that number and I was like, all right, shit's got to change. The whole boxing thing came around. I signed up for that and I was like, I've got a purpose to train for, okay? Because I've tried the whole, you don't need a purpose. You need to get fit for your family and shit like that. And again, same deal with the dieting. I do it for a couple of weeks and I'm like, I don't have anything to actually train for. So I hit that number and that was my big oh no moment. So I'm on week 4 at the moment of my next little tier of it. Again, I went to my good friend ChatGPT and I go, hey, we've nailed in this dieting thing. I'm going pretty well at it. Thank you very much. And I go, how about we start the next thing, okay? Now, I have gone to gym every day for the last 6 to 7 years, and you would never know, okay? I go to the gym, I just do my comfortable workouts, the things I know, and it's just the same thing week in, week out, and just noticing no gain, no improvement, no nothing. I'm more or less just going there to go through the motions and just to say that I've been to gym, if that makes sense. So I went on to ChatGPT and I go, look, let's build on the diet as well, and now let's get into the gym work. So I want you to write me a workout. I want to lose weight. I want to maintain muscle. I want it to be heavily movement-based, centered around boxing, things like that. And I've started trying to get back into my runs. Now, that is something that I do need to build on even more because I'm trying to run at least twice a week, trying to get 3 in if I can. Since I've been doing this, I've consistently ran at least twice a week. So I'm happy with that. And they're not monster runs. And that's the other thing. let's get on to what ChatGPT's done for me, and then I'll break that down even more. But it'll give me a day plan of my workout, and they're workouts that I have not even thought about since I was like 18, 19, you know what I mean? When me and my mates went through this big gym phase, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why the fuck haven't you been doing this shit? So it's given me these new workouts every single day based around what I want it to do. And it's just made the gym so much more fun. Like, I have not been this sore. I've not felt my strength in the last 4 weeks it's crazy how strong I'm feeling in the gym again. And it's just made it so much more fun again. And what I was going to say about the runs is ChatGPT, like when I used to run back in the day, I was like, oh, I have to hit 5Ks, or I have to do this amount of distance in this time. And ChatGPT will just be like, go and run for 20 minutes, or go and run for 35 minutes on this day. Don't even look at the distance. Don't look at the time, or other than like running for that amount of time. And again, it's just made running so much more fun and shit. I'm not worried about the analytics, if you will. You guys know I'm a big numbers guy. Anyway, so based on all that, I have, and again, it's not a drastic weight loss or anything like that, but to date so I'm on week 4 now. I'm now 128 kilos. So pretty stoked. It's not a huge number, but at least the scales are going down. And like I said, my strength is fucking, it's not crazy, but I'm definitely feeling good in the gym. And it's good. So what I want to say on the back of that is I am stoked that you guys, the listeners, have been, I reckon there's probably been 5 of you that have messaged me since I've started the whole undisclosed boxing thing, things like that, just saying, hey, I've got back in the gym, or hey, I'm eating better now, just listening to your podcast and seeing your content and stuff. And like, that blows my brain completely, because I'm not like a fitness influencer or anything like that. I'm an absolute nobody. I'm just a fat dad from Logan trying to shed a couple of kilos for a fucking boxing event this year. So that's been unreal to hear. So shout out to all my creamy boys out there just trying to improve themselves this year. Oh, we're just a community of broken people just trying to better ourselves. So, keep going, guys. Keep going if you're trying to lose a little bit of weight. The other thing I'll say on ChatGPT as well, if you guys want to toy with this, shoot me a message. I'll send you like an example of what it's spitting out to me for a day. And like week 2 in particular, like week 1 I went hard on it. And you guys know I've got fucked knees, I've got a fucked back. And just some of the motions, I was like, this is triggering it. Like I can feel it in the gym, like burpees, for example. When I try and do burpees, I just feel the meniscus in my knee just starting to tear again. Like that's probably the worst injury I have. And when that starts to flare up, I'm on my ass for like 3 days. So I said to ChatGPT, I go, hey, I forgot to mention I've got this, and this. And he goes, oh, no worries. Here's some variations on those exercises that strains the knee less, or it's less twist on your lower back, things like that. So, AI is absolutely insane. So let's move on to the next part of that. I think this ties in perfectly. But on top of the boxing training, had a bit of a crazy collab this week. It came out of nowhere. One of my comedian friends, Richo, better known in the scene as Meth Rogan, he is Julian Woods, if you guys know him on social media. Some of his content's a bit out there, but look, I've had private chats with Julian, and he's a genuinely good dude, but he just pushes that boundary on socials. So that's his lane that he goes, and sometimes he does push it. Like he just everyone knows Bonnie Blue, the porn star. She just got arrested in Bali and put in jail. He was with her on that tour, so he was also in a Balinese jail. Lost his laptop and everything. So, crazy times. Anyway, Meth Rogan, he shoots me a DM the other week. He goes, hey, I've got an old school friend. I haven't spoken to him in 15 years, but he's got a boxing gym down the Gold Coast. He's like, you want to tee up a session? We'll go down and we'll just train together. I'm like, yeah, fucking anything for content and anything for training. So we shot down there on Friday. Absolute cool gym, East Coast Boxing Gym, I think it's called. So if you're down the Gold Coast area, pop in, say g'day, tell him I sent you. And yeah, he put us through our absolute paces, just an absolute sweat box down there that day. We were doing bag work, technique, pads. Then I got in the ring with Sharma, who's the trainer down there. And he was like doing, it wasn't necessarily sparring. He was just moving around the ring with me and just giving me tips. Like, and then if I'd leave myself open, he'd give me a little smack and he'd be like, oh, you felt that, didn't you? And I was like, yeah, okay. I'm struggling to breathe right now, but if you want to take cheap shots at the fat dude, have at it. But no, I'm absolutely stoked and honoured that he gave me the time of day down there. And then me and Meth Rogan got in the ring and I think we did 3 rounds together. And that was genuinely fun, just to get in there with someone who's like the same experience at me. No fights, no nothing. Apparently he used to do a bit of Muay Thai back in the day and shit like that. But yeah, it was cool to move around with him. But where was I going to go with that? I don't even fucking remember. But let's get on to where this was all going to. Obviously, we all know that the big thing that I'm trying to get on, that's not until September. That is, I don't even know if, surely I've said it on here at some point, but we all know it's the Podcast Royale 3.0 that I'm trying to get on. Brought to you by Alpha Events, yada, yada, yada. And just doing this content for that, I've been offered a fight in March, which I'm toying with the idea of taking it if a formal offer gets presented. And there is even another fight that I am toying with mid-year. And then obviously if I get selected for the Podcast Royale, that would be 3 fights in 2026, which if you had told me this time last year, I would have called you a fucking liar. So I don't know. Obviously, I want to wait out. I want to see if I get selected for the Podcast Royale. But in the same breath, I don't want to let any opportunities slip by. Like, I've openly said, if I don't get selected for it, I want to take a fight anyway. And if I turn down these fights, then who's to say that I get another opportunity for another promotion and things like that. So that is where my brain is at the moment. The big thing is you guys know me, I'm a broke piece of shit. So the big thing is the weekly outlay to join a boxing gym. It's a little bit more expensive than I was expecting. But anyway, here we go. Any people in the Logan area that are at a boxing gym, shoot your boy a DM. See if we can work out some sort of a deal. I'm looking for sponsors, things like that. Would you like to have your boxing gym advertised on the Can't Get Any Worse podcast? Hit me up. Anyway, let's get on to another story. Just when I'm feeling confident, just when I'm feeling good within my own skin, I get absolutely blindsided by my wife. So I'm going to have another sip and then we'll get on to this next story. Oh, so back on the school holiday fun. We took the boys to the new SpongeBob movie the other day. And I've said this multiple times. My kids will not sit through an entire movie. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like, that was a full 90s/early 2000s things to do when you're a kid. Like, your parents would dust off the VHS, put it in there. I'd sit there, I'd watch The Lion King 37 times. It was just, I guess that was our version of iPads back in the day, I suppose. Like, that was our screen time. When the parents wanted a break, they'd just throw the VHS in and they'd go, oh, fuck, that's my copy of Backdoor Bandit 7. Let's throw a new label on that so that doesn't get mistaken again. I'm like, Dad, why is Mufasa fucking that lady so hard? That never happened, okay? I'm just hey, this is a comedy podcast. I'm just trying to have a bit of banter and fun with you guys. Don't you know that scene in Freddy Got Fingered where he has to go to like child services when he's 40? I don't want to be that dude. Anyway, we take them to the SpongeBob movie. They get bored halfway through. I don't know how the movie ends, which it's miserable. I wish I knew. SpongeBob is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Just a silly humor in it. And so we leave out. Now at the movies we go to in the shopping center, they got this playground there. Every time we go there, the kids have got to have a play on it. So I'm like, all right, we just wasted fucking $70 to go to the movies. Oh, how crazy is this? All right. We went to the confectionery stand, I suppose it would be, in the movies. Now, don't come at me and go, oh, here's a secret for you. Go to Woolies first and shove them in your bag. I know, but time was of the essence that day, so we just quickly swung past there. $75 for the 4 of us, just for like a drink each, popcorn, packet of Maltesers. There might have been something else, but it blew my fucking brain. I had to walk away. I was like, Nikita, you pay for that. I don't even want to see that number. Anyway, we go to the playground. Back to the playground. Sorry, my brain is, I told you, we're back. This is my brain in 2026. It is all over the place. Anyway, we're at the playground and I go, boys, you got 10 minutes. Now, Nikita and I are standing there. We're talking like you do as a parent around a playground. And all of a sudden, I get this feeling in my stomach. And any people listening, you know the feeling I'm trying to say without getting too graphic. So I lean over to my lovely wife and I say, babe, I've got to go to the toilet. And she goes, well, off you go. I'll stay here with the boys. And I go, no. It's a number 2. I have to go to the toilet. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, and at this stage, we're like 15 minutes into this playground time. So the boys are in overtime right now. And I let it go for another couple of minutes. And I go, no, I've got to go. And she goes, all right. And you guys know Nikita and I have a very jokey relationship. We love to roast each other at every opportunity we can get. And I lean over, I go, nah, it's go time, get the boys. So she, ever so loudly at the top of her lungs in front of all these parents and children, just goes, Weston, Parker, we've got to go. Dad's got to go do a poo. My heart fucking sank. I don't think I've felt that level of embarrassment in a number of years. She's pissing her pants laughing, and I just felt eyeballs from all these parents just staring at me. I just started power walking away. I'm like, I can't be a part of this. Like, I was walking at the pace where it looked like I just committed a crime. I just felt every parent staring at the back of my head. I felt the dads, like the mums were looking at me and they were like, ew, look at that disgusting pig. And I just felt all the dads in support. They're just like, oh my God, he's not going to make it. Like, that's the level I was walking away. Like, I'd actually just shit my pants at the playground. Anyway, another story relating around my lovely wife, Nikita. Before we rip in, I'm going to have another little sip. So, Nikita bought my mum tickets to Annie the Musical up in Brisbane, and they went there on Saturday. And again, much like every other experience this week, time was of the essence. And she was running out of time getting ready, and she realised that she was out of these 3 different types of makeup. I don't know what they are. I still don't know what they are after having to go and buy them. So I go, babe, how about I help you out? You find them on the Chemist Warehouse website. You send me the link. I'll just go find them. Now, she sends me that. I go to Chemist Warehouse. Blokes listening, I don't know if you've ever gone down the makeup aisle. It is just... I was lost. I did not know what the fuck I was looking at. It was just a whole aisle of witchcraft and wizardry. Just little tricks to trick blokes to make you look better than you look. And I'm not saying that about my lovely wife. I want to go on record and say that. Last week's episode was called My Wife's a Hottie, for example. And that is still to this day what I believe. Anyway, so I'm looking in this aisle. I'm absolutely lost. This Chemist Warehouse employee walks over to me. This young bloke. He would have been lucky to be 17. He goes, oh, can I help you? And I've showed him the links. I go, I need these 3 things. I do not know what I'm looking at. And he goes, oh, yeah, sweet. Ever so confidently, I'm like, yes, my saviour. And then he gets just as lost as me. We're just 2 blokes just staring at this aisle, just searching for help from the universe. I wish this was a witchcraft aisle. And like Hermione Granger just popped out and just went, hey, this is what you need. And he goes, look, to be honest, I don't know what I'm looking at either. He goes, I'll go get one of the chicks that works here. I was like, thank you so much. So I wait in this aisle. I felt like a cross-dresser or something, if I'm being entirely honest. I felt like I was being too obvious about the situation. I felt like I was like holding my phone up to everyone. I'm like, oh, it's for my wife. It's not me. I shouldn't be in this aisle. I completely understand. Please don't judge me. Anyway, one of the girls comes and she starts helping me. She finds the first thing. Perfect. She starts looking for the second thing. Oh, we're out of stock, but this is a pretty similar item. Take a photo, send it to Nikita. I go, you happy with this? She goes, yeah, sweet. Then the last thing we start looking for is a lipstick. Now, Nikita sent me the lipstick. Again, they don't sell it anymore. So I'm like, sick. And I go, look, my wife said it can be a similar tone to this picture. She goes, as long as it's not bright red, it's more of a dark maroon, then she's happy. Now, at this point, this the worker girl, went and got one of her other friends, or she happened to walk past or something at this particular moment. And now the first girl that was there, I sent this to Adrian and Ash, and I was like, why is it whenever anything comes to like skin tone or anything like that, it's seen as racism, okay? Now, if anything comes across bad in this, I want to apologize off the bat. But I don't see this as being racist, okay? Anyway, so the first girl that was there, albino white, okay? That's the only way I can describe her. Bleached skin, blonde hair, and her friend that came was a woman of Kiwi descent, okay? She had dark skin. And so we're looking at these lipsticks. They're drawing it on their skin. They're like, oh, it's too dark. Like, they're having the best time of their life right now. Like, I would have just picked a maroon up and gone, yep, that'll do. But they're trying to match this color perfectly. I suppose that's the fun thing about being a girl. I don't fucking know. I don't have to deal with it. So they're drawing on the skin. And then the albino chick goes, what's her, like, skin complexion? And I've gone, how do I fucking answer this? I go, I suppose you'd describe her as tan. I don't know how else to describe Nikita's skin, all right? But I would say tan. She has a tan complexion. So then the albino girl goes, oh, like her, and points to the Kiwi chick. Now, the Kiwi chick is a lot darker skin than what Nikita is, okay, in a non-racist way. So I go, oh, and I didn't want to be like, oh, not that dark or anything like that. So I was like, oh, not really, like, and then they start like looking at each other confused as if I'm just being a disgusting pig. Like, I'm that dude at Dreamworld now. That's how they're looking at me. And and I go, maybe somewhere in between both you two. And they're like, okay. Like, they looked at me like that was the weirdest fucking thing to say in history. And I'm going, oh, I don't know what to say. Anyway, the Kiwi chick, she turns her forearm around where it's a bit lighter skin, and she goes, like this maybe. And I've gone, yes, okay, like that, because I don't know what else to say without getting myself cancelled. And she goes, okay, and she draws another one, and I go, that's perfect, that's it, I'm getting that one. I had to bail out of this situation as quick as I could. It was so fucking awkward. By the end of it, I was just like, look, I don't give a fuck what lipstick you give me as long as it makes my wife look hot. Oh, God. But shout out to all my blokes out there that just have to go and buy makeup for their wives. It is a weird and treacherous aisle to find yourself in. Let's bail out of that story with another turns out it can get worse clip. Now, this is a perfect clip. This segues perfectly. This is a bloke telling us how to present well in a certain scene. So let's see what he's got to say.
Hey pups, it's Dr. Siren here. Let's talk about our pup gear. Now, while this gear looks amazing, there are a couple limitations to it. If you wear it for too long, you can actually get a heat stress injury in under 20 minutes. That's according to a 2024 CDC study. So you want to make sure that when you're playing, you take it off and you take breaks, okay? Get some fresh air and hydrate. That's super important. Also, remember that your gear limits your hearing and your vision, so it's important that you're very aware of your surroundings and you don't put yourself in danger. It's important to wash your gear often because you could get skin irritation from bacterial buildup, so that's super important. And lastly, gear is not consent, so make sure you're very diligent about who gets to touch you and make no exceptions, okay? So really important, play safe, stay safe, and I hope you guys have a good time. Remember to follow me at siren_slick on Instagram, and stay safe, guys. Thanks.
There's some advice from my pup play community. So nothing quite prepares you for taking advice from a man dressed as a pup in a pool, okay? Hey, just because I'm in a dog costume in a G-string swimming in a pool dripping wet, that is not consent, okay? I just want to say to that guy, brother, I was not even considering it, okay? I don't need your consent. I don't even want to meet you. Shout out to all my pup play community. Oh, God, pup play. Is that the episode title? I've probably already had that, to be honest. I'm running out of episode titles. I need to get more creative. Anyway, let's get in my week in comedy. Just the one gig this week, and boy, was it a fun one. I had the Gong Show at Good Chat Comedy Club, first gig of 2026. And you guys know, every time I talk about this, I have the biggest love-hate relationship with the Gong Show. It is sold as the most brutal comedy show out there, and it is. It is exactly that. You're going up there, you're seeking the audience's acceptance and gratitude and things like that. And, like, you're doing that with comedy anyway, but the fact that they have the opportunity to, like, gong you off the stage because they fucking hate you, it just adds a whole nother tier to it. Now, the reason I have the love-hate relationship with it is I always have a fun time there. It's always a sick gig, and I always do relatively well for what it is. But the thing I have with it is I'm always the bridesmaid, never the bride, okay? I always make it to the final, but I never quite get that win. And you guys know I could use that $200 prize money. Anyway, so same deal, made it to the final, didn't get through, but the big got 2 takeaways from the night. And one of them is a clip that I'll be posting this afternoon. It'll be yesterday when you guys listen to this, so hopefully you've already seen it and liked it and shared it and all that sort of shit. But for the first time in 4 years of doing comedy, okay, I have been called up on stage. Dusty Rich calls me up on stage, and I've gone ever so confidently, as I do, to take the mic out of the mic stand. It is the most simple process you'll do doing comedy. For the first time in 4 years, as I've pulled the microphone out of the mic stand on the most brutal stage in comedy, being the Gong Show, the cord comes out of the microphone and just drops to the ground. And I've gone, fuck my life. I've already lost the audience. Oh, luckily I played into it a little bit and got onto my gear. And yeah, I ended up, after fumbling all that shit to absolute silence, there wasn't silence, people were laughing at it. So it kind of benefited me in a weird way. But what I did do, I tried a new opening joke that I've written it specifically for the Raw competition coming up, where I'm trying to just do a solid 30-second intro of full self-deprecating, just acknowledging all my fucked up features, all that sort of shit, just trying to win the crowd over and be like, hey, I understand what the fuck you guys are looking at right now. I understand it's not great to look at either, but here's a little bit of why I'm about to say fucked up shit that you guys may or may not like. And Saturday night was the first time I trialed it, and I will say that I was absolutely stoked with the way that went. So the one of my favourite lines from it, right, is before the SpongeBob movie. Parker loves SpongeBob, okay? That's why we went and saw the movie. And I was sitting there watching SpongeBob with him a couple of weeks ago, and it dawned on me. I was like, holy fuck, I have SpongeBob teeth. Oh, take a glance, my YouTube listeners. And so I wrote a little line about that. Fucking got a good laugh, and I was like, thank fuck, that is going to tie in perfectly. So that was my little win from the night. I will take that any day of the week, you know what I mean? So you got to take the small little wins. That's all that's happening in comedy this week. So let's play our last Turns Out It Can Get Worse clip for the week. This lady is absolutely incredible. This performance sums up how I felt when I dropped the cord out of the mic.
This is Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Death by Green Day, sung to you by yours truly, Death Into Blood. Check my viruses, and then I know that I'm still alive. My yellow's all that ever walks beside me. My
Do I stop it yet?
is the only one I see. My
No, let it run.
is the only being left for me in this boulevard of broken dreams.
Wow. Okay. Look, I was going to stop that early, but I was like, you know what? I've seen the whole clip, so now you guys have to suffer as well. A couple of things to take away from that. She has the thickest glasses I've ever seen in my life. Her Instagram handle is Death Angel Blood, which I don't really see that as a stage name. I see that more as like a witch's curse. But my God, she's just covering Green Day as if her Wi-Fi is cutting out or some shit. But yeah, that cover shouldn't be Boulevard of Broken Dreams. It should be Boulevard of Broken Eardrums because, my Lord, that was horrendous. Go give her a follow, guys. She's crushing it. She's got multiple covers up there. I did have a bit of a doom scroll after I found that. And she's doing incredible things out there on my Instagram algorithm. Oh, sorry, guys. I just took a sip and I didn't announce it to you guys. How will you know what that few seconds of silence was? Anyway, let's fix myself in this chair and get onto the few things that I've consumed this week. So first thing I'll talk about, Ricky Gervais released his new special on Netflix called Mortality. And look, I'll just say this. I wouldn't say that I'm a Ricky Gervais fan, okay? And when I say that is I've seen every Ricky Gervais special. Absolutely hilarious comedian. And I don't know why, but I've just never really put him on my radar as one of my favorite comedians. I really don't know what it is. But every special I've watched, I've laughed and I've gone, you're an absolute fucking genius. Like, and this special was no different. It was hilarious from start to finish. The topics that he touches on, he's so fearless in what he fucking talks about. It is so good to see. But yeah, he doesn't care who he upsets or what he fucking talks about. It's quite beautiful in a gay way when you look in the comedian stratosphere, or I don't fucking know. But shout out to Ricky Gervais. If you're looking for something funny to watch, go check that out on Netflix. The next thing, let's get onto it, guys. The Stranger Things finale. Now, I would just like to say, I want to apologise for not giving a spoiler alert last week. I had a couple of you reach out and go, oh, we haven't fucking seen it yet. You guys, you ruined that Will's gay. Guys, if you're watching Stranger Things and you didn't realise Will was gay, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. But the only thing, like, I sat down to watch this. Nikita and I put it on the second it came out. We just had to know how it fucking finished, yada, yada, yada. And I was preparing myself for the most woke ending of all time. Like, I was preparing myself for the final battle to go down. Everyone dies, and then Will stands up. He goes, I know how to kill Vecna. I need to fuck him in the ass. And that was the whole point of the whole coming out scene. That didn't happen. Again, spoiler alert. I'm sorry for that. But I wanted chaos. I wanted deaths. I wanted fucking everything. And was I given that? Not necessarily. Was it still a good ending to Stranger Things? And I will go on record, I'll say, yeah. Like, yes, there are multiple things going around that, why wasn't this wrapped up? What happened here? Why wasn't that spoken about? And I get all that shit. And I understand as well. But I had to have a little chat to myself, and I had to go, look, this is an absolutely ridiculous show. Not everything is going to make sense, okay? And that's exactly what it did. So I was actually pretty happy with the ending, personally. Wrapped it all up in a little way. There is a rumor going around that there is a secret episode dropping next week, like a finale, just wrapping up all those unanswered questions that everyone's having to suck about. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we would have heard something official by now. I think it's just done and dusted with that ending. I think it tied it up perfectly. So if you're sitting there complaining about the ending of Stranger Things, that is like complaining about the fucking realism of Mario Kart or something. You know, it's a made up fairy tale situation. So just enjoy it for what it is. And the last thing, look, this is my unexpected pivot of the week. I was not expecting to enjoy this as much as I did. The Lilo and Stitch live action movie. Now, Parker goes, can we throw it on the other night? And I was like, yeah, sure. Now, Nikita and I were big advocates. We were like 90s Disney kids, and now they're redoing all our childhood classics. And the last few that we've watched were like, that is not it. That they fucked that bad. And I just want to say, Disney didn't fuck this one up. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. There are a few moments in there, like touched your heart, tugged at your heartstrings, things like that. And a few moments where I was like, oh, don't fucking cry, big dog. And I'd look over, Nikita's fucking crying. And I was like, all right, I need to hold it together for the family right now. But yeah, shout out to Disney for not fucking Lilo and Stitch. I actually did like that movie back in the day. So if you've got kids, throw it on. It's a good watch. If you don't have kids, I don't fucking know. Throw it on anyway. Get high or something and then watch it. You'll probably still have a great time. But that has brought us to the end of the episode, guys. Things to plug for this week. I'm back at Good Chat again this Wednesday the 7th on that lineup. That's the only gig I got this week. So if you're around Brisbane, pop in, say g'day. That's always a fun gig up there at Good Chat. Send submissions if you want to get in touch with the show via DM on Instagram at Can't Get Any Worse Podcast, or shoot me an email at can'tgetanywOrsePod@gmail.com. Big things coming this year. I've locked in a couple of guests within the first quarter of this year, and I think 2 of them I've been chasing since 2023, since the podcast started. So they've agreed to come on end of Jan, early Feb, and I'm absolutely stoked with that sort of shit. So look, guest episodes are meant to be back this Thursday. The guest has pulled out. So I'm shooting around to a couple of comedian mates as we speak, just trying to get someone on there for you this week. I even floated the idea past Nikita. I'm like, hey, you ready to make your return? And she said yes, but whether or not she does, either way, I will try and get something out there for you this Thursday. But yes, as I mentioned, back to regular programming. So solo episodes Tuesdays, guest episodes Thursdays, or UFC breakdowns. So UFC is coming back at the end of this month, and I'm absolutely fucking amped up for it. But other than that, guys, keep doing what you guys are doing. You're absolutely crushing it. Keep sharing it. Keep liking it. Keep getting those ratings coming along. All that sort of shit. I appreciate you all, and I will see you later.